Hello everybody and welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena with me, Dark Mazda, for Dark Mazda Series Gaming. In this episode we're going to be taking a look at another deck which I have found on YouTube, and this comes from a guy called Hello Good Game. If you've not seen him before, go check him out, search it up in the search bar. And this is basically a Rakdos aggro deck, which is a mixture between red and black, that's mountains and swamp, and it is meant to be played quite fast. To be fair, a lot of the decks in the new meta are aggro decks. The rotation, once the rotation is gone, all the like really beefy cards, the control kind of cards, things like that have been replaced, and people are still finding their feet with a lot of what the new cards can do. But at the moment, it looks as though that aggro's having its day, and people want the matches to be quick, fast, and done. And you know, this is yet another aggro deck that I've showcased on my channel. So we're going to just take a look at the cards, and then we're going to just have a few matches, see how it holds up against the ranked ladder, and then we're going to look at some win rate percentages. So here we go. We have got Kumano faces Kakazan, very familiar card. It's been a staple for quite a lot of aggro decks over the last few months. Stage 1, Kumano faces Kakazan deals 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. Stage 2, when you cast your next creature spell this turn, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. And for stage 3, it transforms into Etching of Kumano, and this has haste, and if a creature that's dealt damage this turn by a source you controlled, we exile it instead. So that is a good way to get some exile on things like a Graveyard Trespasser, the Tenacious Underdogs, you know, you name it, those hard cards just to get rid of, you know. Next up we have got Play with Fire. Play with Fire deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, we scry 1, and that is a good way to find our lands if we're missing lands, or to pick and choose what kind of creature card we want to draw next turn. If something that we're not quite looking for and we want to, say for instance, get some removal, we can put the odds in our favour, so to speak. Next up we have got a Volderin Epicure. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and then we can create a blood token as well. And the blood token enables us to discard a card, sacrifice this artifact, and draw a card for 1 mana. We have got some removal, Infernal Grasp. Destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. We have got a Knight of Dusk's Shadow. It's got Menace, so a creature with Menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. And for a cost of 1 and a swamp, Knight of Dusk's Shadow gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Also, our opponents can't gain life, so if you come up against a life gain deck, you know, they are unable to benefit from the life gain, so we can hinder our opponents by stopping them from gaining life, basically. We can also dodge certain effects, like a Meathook Massacre, for instance, with the 1+ a swamp ability. We can pump it up until it gets out of the range of the Meathook, so if they cast it for, say, 2, we can pump it up once and give it an extra counter so it doesn't kill it off. We've got a Bloodthirsty Adversary. It's got haste, and when it enters the battlefield, we can pay 2 and a mountain any number of times. When you pay the cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Bloodthirsty Adversary, then exile up to that many target instant and or sorcery cards with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard, copy them, and then we may cast any number of the copies without paying their mana costs. So that is good late game as well as early game if you want something out with haste. We've got Lightning Strike. Now everybody's familiar with this in the aggro decks. Deals 3 damage to any target. What more do I need to say? Blood Tithe Harvester. When Blood Tithe Harvester enters the battlefield, we create a blood token, and if we tap it, we can sacrifice it Target creature gets -X until the end of the turn, where X is twice the number of blood tokens you control, and we can only activate it as a sorcery. But we do also sacrifice this creature as well, so be careful if you're going to do anything like that. Maybe you know, just weigh up whether or not it's going to be worth it, or unless you need a board presence, then I suggest keeping it. But it's situational. We've got Reckless Stormseeker. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until the end of turn. That's in the daytime. But in the night time, at the beginning of our combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample and haste until the end of the turn. Trample being a very good ability against quite a lot of bigger monster decks. We've got Squee, Dubious Monarch. We've got Haste. A nice little thing about these aggro decks is a lot of the creatures do have Haste, which makes it ideal for quick and effective combat. So Squee, whenever Squee attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. We may cast Squee from our graveyard by paying 3 in a mountain and exiling 4 other cards from your graveyard rather than paying its mana cost. So if we have one that killed off, we can get him back at the cost of exiling 4 of our cards in the graveyard. And no deck would be complete without Sheoldred the Apocalypse. So this has got Death Touch, so anything it touches dies. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. In the mana base, we've got 6 swamps. We've got a Takenuma Abandoned Mire. With a channel cost for 3 and a swamp, we can discard it, mill 3 cards and return a creature or planeswalker card from our graveyard to our hand, and it costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature we control. We've got 6 mountains, Sokenzan, Crucible of Defiance. For the 3 and a mountain, we can discard it, create 2 1/1 colourless spirit creature tokens. They gain haste until the end of the turn. It costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature we control. We've got 4 Haunted Ridge, and gives us access to a swamp and a mountain. And we've got some Painlands, Sulphurous Springs. So, you know, rather not use it for the 1 damage cost, but it can fill out the generic mana as well, without dealing 1 damage to you. So, you know, it's handy. So there we have it. That's our Rakdos aggro deck. We're going to check out some matchups now in the ranked ladder and see how it performs. So let's get going with that, and join me at the end of the video, or near to the end of the video, for some win rate statistics. What do we have to start with then? We've got 2 red mana. We'll get this on turn 2. Hopefully we pull a swamp card on our draw step. We'll keep it, but we'll just move these into line. Otherwise it's these. Oh, there we go, there's our swamp. So alright, well, what do we want to do first then? Let's go with the Bloodthirsty Adversary first. We'll attack, see if they want to trade. They don't want to trade. We didn't go with the Knight of Dusk Shadow because they may have some sort of removal that they want to get rid of our Bloodthirsty Adversary. There we go, cut down. So we don't want to have that used on our Knight of Dusk Shadow. It's got Menace, so now we can use this. We'll use this anyway. We'll see if they want to. See if they want to block this. If they don't, I knew they wouldn't. We're going to pump this up so it's got 3/3 and Death Touch. Either that or they're getting a Liliana out on turn 3. The Tenacious Underdog, right? Okay. We could do with some removal. We've got a Squee. I mean, let's try a Squee, yeah. Let's see if they want to trade for anything. We'll keep the pressure on. They'll probably go for the squeak. No. Yes. Well, that's good for us. And we also have a token ready for the Liliana if it comes out. And we'll start building our board back up. Hopefully we get a land next turn. We don't. We get another squee though. I think we should go try again. And let's just chuck everything at it again. Yeah, we'll keep the pressure on. There you go, they can get one of them back. What's this one? Edgar Charmed Groom. Okay. Right, what's going to be next then? We'll Kakazan. We'll Volderin. Next turn we will get... I think we get the Shadow out next turn. Get this out next turn with the +1/+1 counter on. We'll just go next for now. Do we have 4 we can get rid of? We don't. So I don't know how we're going to use that yet. We'll just leave that as it is. No attacks. We'll probably meat hook us for 1 this turn. Just see what the opponent wants to do. Another Edgar Charmed Groom. And that's a good choice. We're going to be in trouble here. One of them's going to turn into the coffin. Well, he's not attacking, so that's handy for us. Right, let's... So if we do this, getting away from the cut down, and hopefully if we get another land in the next turn, we will be able to get Sheldred out. We'll just leave that as it is. Yep. The 2/2 lifelink there. Here comes Liliana. Discards a card.
Drop it.
Right, let's go for this and hope we get another land next turn. Preferably a swamp. We're riding a lot on a swamp. Oh, wait. So what are we going to do here then? Well, first things first, we're getting rid of this guy. Let's just go for it. Three, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Need to use the minus ability on Liliana in order to do anything here. I think we've won this game though, unless they've got something in the hand that they can cast. We'll see what happens. Thinking. So if they use the minus ability with Liliana, they can get rid of one of our creatures, and then we can't do enough damage on our next turn. Oh, we can, because Kumanor faces Kakazan resolves and transforms into Etching of Kumanor. I think they know that they've lost. we've done all this with sacrifices a creature. Okay. So let's just get rid of one of these tokens.
I've always hated crowds.
Right, okay, so that was probably the only thing that we could have done there. Oh, we still get through, I think. Some removal and we happy. Right on cue. We'll say good game. Good standing from our opponent there. And we top decked everything that we needed there, which was great. Let's see what the next match has to offer. Looks as though we're going to be hoping for a swampland at some point. We'll turn 1 Kumino, followed by turn 2 Kumino if we need to, with a play with fire, depending on what they play. Oh, looks like they've got the same deck as us. So, looks as though we're going to be playing with fire this guy. And we'll Kumino again. Have they got the same deck as us? Looks like they do. We'll just attack for now. Yeah. Definitely the same deck, but we'll see what they want to do. Doesn't look like they've got anything they can do anyway, so let us just attack, see what happens with the damage. Right, let's attack and see if we can scry as well. Right, we need something that we can actually... The chance at a swampland would be really good. Looks like they're having land problems as well. Oh, we'll Kumino again. we'll just keep going. Hopefully, we're having land problems as well as them, so we'll just take advantage of it. He's we take 2 damage anyways off him, so that's how it goes. Nothing he can do, so let's try this. Do you know what? Let's get rid of one of these. Oh well, we'll hit them with this. That'll do. Yes, we'll keep the swamp. We want the swamp. Yep, that's fine. Go for it. Let's just attack and keep the pressure on. Well, that's getting exiled, so now he has to remove one of these, otherwise, yeah, thought that might be the way it was going.
Fight? And you think you can
Sacrifice a creature. We'll go for this one because this one has menace.
personal space?
First up, should we get rid of this or should we just go for lethal? We'll get rid of this because we want our Shieldred anyway. Whatever comes afterwards we can always
Foolish after all.
sacrifice our Blood Tithe Harvester. We can deal lethal next turn, unless they put a defender out. There we go, there's the defender. Well, he has to defend the Blood Tithe, so here we go. 1 for 1. Let's activate the ability. One more damage. We need to find one more damage. Be nice to find a swamp as well, mind. We do have swamps in our deck. Now, they're going to catch up now. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Not to worry. We've got plenty cards in our deck which will take the 3 damage off if we can find them. Well, here comes Sheoldred. We lose 2 life off the bat. The timer's on. Removal. Have you got it? If you don't, it's game. Getting the rope out. If you're gonna lose, just lose. Don't have to drag it out. Right, they're going digging because they don't have an answer. And they lose 2 life. Good game. Killed himself. Fair enough. Committed Harry Carry. Oh, we've got a range this time, so we'll keep this. Start with a mountain and a Kumano. Knight of Dust Shadow. Kumano this one. Oh, and just gives up. Fair enough. Easy win. Can't complain about that one. Let's start with the Voldaren Epicure. Go for the Harvester. Not going to get counted, is it? Yeah, make disappear. Fair enough. And it's a mono blue Delver deck by the looks of it. So expecting a lot of counter spells here. Let's go for Kumino. We're countering it. We are countering it. But we're going to auto pay so it gets through. Fading Hope, yeah. Just helping us for our next turn. So it's going to counter whatever we bring out here, so it's not going to make much difference. So if we bring both of our small characters out, he has to decide whether he actually thinks it's worth defending against that or not, like countering that. We'll do the same again. We'll just get another one out. Yeah, I thought he would counter it eventually, like getting used to counter spells on all the crappy little creatures that we've got. Let's get rid of this Sulphurous Springs down here. There we go, and we've got an Infernal Grasp for when they get the Houty Djinn out. Although they have been missing the land drops. Oh, right on cue. You watch this. Next turn, that's going. That is going. And I predict as soon as we do it, they're going to give up the match. You watch this. Oh, another one where they don't stand a chance at this point because we're just going to get rid of it again. You watch this. Right, so it's going to phase out. So that's great because it becomes non-existent. And then get this guy out. Deal 2 damage here. We'll get a lightning strike for next turn, and then we'll just deal the rest of the damage with the lightning strike next turn. There you go. I believe that's good game. Yeah, take your stab with your 7. No, with your 8. And that makes no sense whatsoever, because we'll say good game. Yeah, he's give up. He knows. We had the lightning strike, Kazakhstan, or we could have just attacked. Let's see if we can get one more win for our video. I think we'll start with the mountain. Do we play with fire, or we just let it go? The end of their turn, if they haven't got a creature out, we'll just hit their face. Alright. No, we've got one of them. We'll see what we get on the random. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Get a Kumino. Definitely need a land next turn, otherwise we have definitely lost. We've got it. Go for it. Right, it's going to be Wandering Emperor on us. So what are we going to do then? We'll go for it. We'll see what we can do. Can only go for one thing, so he's either going to go for one of the 3 threes. It's definitely Wandering Emperor, it has to be. There's nothing more that they can do here. Yep, Wandering Emperor. So what's it going to be? Bloodthirsty Adversary. It's going to be Reckless Stormseeker all day long. Yep. 2 life. Yep.
My judgment is final.
We'll get our little one to attack that.
Until next time then.
To be honest, I don't see how they get back from this, unless they have another Wandering Emperor. Alright, okay, burn down the house works as well. Yeah, let's just go for another squeak. Should we Sheldred next turn or Bloodthirsty Adversary? Unless they can get rid of Sheldred. I mean, I don't see them winning. Yep, chucking the rope out. Don't be a spoil sport. If you're gonna lose, just lose gracefully. No need to waste everybody's time. And that looks like he's going for the lame approach. Or maybe not. Angel of Wrath. Wow, what a card. Well done, you. I applaud that move. That move is amazing. We've got a Sheoldred though. Yeah, no attacks. Then you're attacking for 3, I guess. So, we need Squee out of the graveyard now. Oh, we need more than Squee out of the graveyard. Right. What are we going to do? Can get Kumino back. Can we get Kumino back? Let's see. Right, no, we're going for it. We're going for another Shield Red. One less token to worry about. Oh, of course we can get a play with fire back. What was I thinking about there? Okay. So, this is how we're going to do it. Oh, they're doing it for us. Come on. That was the mistake that we needed in order to do what we're going to do next turn. Chase Bloodthirsty Adversary, kick it, and then get the... Oh, they're doing it for us. I'm just going to say good game, I think. Yeah, they realised they've made a mistake there, but we did have the means to do it ourselves. With Bloodthirsty Adversary, kick it for 3, get the fire spell out, hit for 2, and then we would have just attacked. So we would have won anyway. So here we are, guys. We have got the Rakdos aggro stats up for the deck that we've just been playing with, and we've only managed to do 14 matches with it so far. So the win rate is going to be, you know, maybe not 100% accurate, but it'll give you an idea of how many matches you're going to win and lose. A thereabouts kind of win rate. So our win rate apparently is 64%. On the player, it's 50%. On the draw, it's 83%. The decks that we do best against: colourless decks, blue decks, Orzhov, which is white-black, Boros, definitely we do good against. The decks that we do bad against: mono-white. Other Rakdos decks give us a bit of a run for our money. And we 50-50 with mono-black and Selesnya. So there we have it, guys. That was Rakdos aggro. A different take on an aggro deck. Which I did find on Hello Good Games YouTube page. So if you haven't done so already, go check him out. He does quite a lot of original decks for us to try out, and it's always good to give them a test run ourselves. Now, what has been the standout card, do you reckon, for this thing? Kumino is definitely a standout card. I love this in an aggro deck. Lightning Strike will help you out immensely. What else? Squee. I love Squee. What a card Squee is. I think in my Paper Magic collection I've actually got 2 of the stained glass window ones spare. So I will be using that at my local game nights, getting together with friends and using good old Squee in a nice little red aggro deck, or maybe a Gruul one, because Gruul's been probably the most standout deck for me in this current meta after rotation. I like Shieldred, but I'm sick of seeing Shieldred. I'm sure you guys are all sick of seeing Shieldred as well. Hopefully in the next set, which is Brothers War, there'll be something that kind of just takes focus away from Shieldred and away from Mono Black, and start getting some of the control elements back into the game, which I think is the game's missing a little bit. Like, nothing too overpowered, but something that makes it worth kind of, you know, lets the game go on a little bit longer. I don't always like to have a fast and furious game. Apart from that, I mean, this guy, he's good. He stops people gaining life, but now because people use this card, people kind of stop running life gain decks, so it's up to you whether you put him in there. I still like the old Vampire, which got 1+1 for blood tokens on the board. And then I used to couple it up with the Lizard Blades, and that used to hit massive. So, you know, you could probably take a couple of these out, and put a Lizard Blades in there, and the Vampire I was talking about, I can't even remember what it's called now, but yeah, wow. If you've made it to the end of this video, guys, thank you. All the support is appreciated. Give me a like and a sub if you haven't done already. And until next time, that's it from me, and I will see you guys on the flip side.